Welcome everyone to this yoga practice for healthy joints, which is also day 1 of our 10-day Feel Better, Move Better yoga challenge. So let's begin by finding a comfortable seat, and you're welcome to sit on a cushion or a yoga block to start out. Closing the eyes and resting the hands in your lap as we tune into the breath. Flowing deeply in and out through the nose throughout our entire practice. And each day in this challenge we will have a phrase, a spark, as I like to call it, to accompany our practice, bringing mind and body into better alignment and focus. And each day I invite you to see whatever that phrase may spark for you. And our spark for today will be the phrase, "Today I will be strong." So you might like to repeat that internally, trusting it to be true as you show up for yourself in this practice. And on your next exhale, you can open the eyes. And we'll begin with some gentle shoulder circles, leaning on your left hand and taking your right arm around and back. So a few big sweeping circles involving the entire upper body, following the movement with your gaze. And then releasing that first side. Bring your right arm behind the body, holding on to your wrist with your left hand. We'll start to take the neck around in some circles to the left. So going really slowly here, lots of rotations today. Exploring the full range of motion of our joints for optimal health. Let's finish up that circle. You might like to switch the cross of the legs if that's how you were seated. And we'll find those sweeping arm circles with the left arm now. Really reaching the fingertips far away from you. Feeling sensation perhaps in the side body. Creating a sensation of openness. Flowing with your breath. And releasing that motion, taking the left arm behind you to hold on to the wrist, and taking the neck in circles towards the right this time. So today I will be strong. Perhaps strong for yourself, strong for other people. Trust that this idea will find its way into your day. And finishing up your last circle, roll the shoulders back. And now start circling the wrists as you bring the arms up overhead. So keeping the elbows really straight here, and then circling the wrists the other way as you bring the arms back down alongside of you. And keep going here. Slowing down the breath, feeling this into the shoulders, making each movement your own. And we'll let that go. Shake out the wrists. Very nice. We'll come to hands and knees. A few rounds of cat-cow here to wake up the spine. So with your shoulders over your wrist, hips above knees, you can inhale to arch the spine. And exhale to round, bringing chin towards chest. And a few more with your breath here. Really curving the back on the inhale, looking up towards the ceiling. And exhaling to press the mat away. Beautiful. We'll return to a neutral spine here. Centering your left knee a little bit, we'll kick the right leg out behind us and start circling that ankle in one direction. And then the other. And if you'd like to add on, you could extend the left arm as well and circle the wrist. Engaging through the abs to help with balance. Digging the right fingertips into your mat. And then returning hand and knee to the mat. Bring the knees together, widen the feet, and we'll take a few more cat-cows like this. So again, inhaling to arch and exhaling to round, but probably not going quite so deeply with the knees in this position. Just a little bit of a different sensation in the hips and lower spine. Really nice. Now we'll center that right knee, extend the left leg long behind you for those ankle circles. A few times in both directions. And if you'd like, bring the right arm up alongside the ear and add in some wrist circles. Challenging the core, challenging your balance. What does it mean to be strong today? Finishing up this motion, you can bring the hand and knee back to the mat. And final round of cat-cows, this time big toes together, knees out wide. And a few more arching and rounding with your breath. Last round of cat and cow, and keeping the legs as they are, sit your heels back. Child's pose, walking the arms out in front of you, forehead towards the mat. Close the eyes, tune back into your breath for a few moments. Final deep exhale here. Thanking yourself for doing something just for you today. And then let's lift up. We'll come to downward facing dog, spreading the fingertips wide. Hips go up and back, and you might pedal the feet a few times. And then we'll start to bend into the knees, bringing them almost to kiss the mat, not quite. And then straightening the legs and pressing back into the heels. So a few times here again with your breath, lowering the knees towards the mat, maybe hovering them an inch or two just above it. And then the heels go back towards the mat as we straighten the legs. And the legs, of course, don't have to go all the way straight. And then release that motion. We'll start to walk the feet forwards towards the hands very slowly here. Once you arrive, you can bend the knees. Just let yourself hang over the legs. Maybe a little sway from right to left. And then slowly start to roll your way up to standing. Take your time. Rolling the shoulders back, and once you've arrived, just bring the hands to prayer in front of the chest and close the eyes. Feeling yourself balanced evenly on all four corners of both feet. Coming back to the breath. And then you can open the eyes. We'll bring both arms up overhead as you stand on your left foot and lift the right knee in towards the heart. So lifting that knee as high as it can possibly go, and we'll take a few hip circles here. So balancing on your left leg, taking the right knee out and around and back. just a few times, find a gazing point to help with balance. These are challenging. And then we'll take that circle back the other way. So reversing direction with that hip. Still exploring full range of motion here. All of our joints being made to work independently. And now just set the toes of that right foot behind you. Bring the hands to your hips. And another little wake up for the knees here, bending into both knees and straightening the legs. So we're staying up on the ball of that right foot. The right heel is lifted. We're just bending both knees together and then straightening back up. And if you want a little bit of an extra challenge, you might try hovering that right foot as you bend and straighten the left knee. And this will again be a balance challenge for most of us. So keeping the eyes focused on one point, keeping the abs engaged, and then releasing. Very nicely done. Take a moment to shake that off. And we'll try the second side. So standing on your right foot, both arms overhead as you bring the left knee in towards the chest, holding here. Just for one deep inhale and exhale. Before starting those big hip circles, bringing the left knee out, around, and back. Noticing if this side feels a little bit different from the first. Perhaps more challenging to hold your balance. Perhaps the range of motion feels a little bit bigger or smaller. And reversing that circle. And this is what it means to show up for ourselves and to be strong today. And last one. And you can bring the hands to the hips, set the ball of the left foot back behind you, and we'll bend and straighten into both knees, only going as far as feels right in your body. Remember, this challenge is all about feeling better and moving better, which looks a little bit different on everyone. For that extra challenge, you can of course keep going, hovering the toes of that left foot above the earth as you bend and straighten into the right knee, strengthening that knee, strengthening the entire lower leg. And then return the left foot to the mat. You may like to step it out a few times. And then bring the chin to the chest. We'll roll down just as slowly as when you came up, hanging over those legs with bent knees. You might bring the fingertips to the mat. You might sway a little bit from side to side, maybe even holding onto opposite elbows. Letting everything go just for a moment. And we'll simply come to sit down on our mat and roll onto the back. And once you arrive, you can pull the knees in towards the chest. One hand on each knee. Close the eyes. And then use the hands to start circling the knees out and around. Letting your arms do the work, legs are really relaxed here, and changing directions. And then bringing the knees back to center, releasing them to extend one leg and then the other. For Shavasana, turning the palms of the hands to face upwards. Releasing any effort or tension in the body. Letting your breath go. Inviting the mind to be still for a few moments here. of silence and peace. And bringing yourself back to the room, you could wiggle fingers and toes, perhaps stretching the arms overhead, making the body as long as possible, and eventually rolling to one side to make your way up to any comfortable seat. Once you've arrived, rolling the shoulders back, recentering yourself for a few final breaths here with the eyes closed and the hands to prayer. Sealing in the idea that today I will be strong. And well done for completing day 1. Thank you so much for joining me. And I hope to see you for day 2 tomorrow. I would love for you to join us for this complete 10-day yoga challenge. You can do so by clicking the first link in the description box right below this video, which will also get you access to an exclusive meditation practice designed to accompany the challenge. Please make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel and that you've hit the like button if you enjoyed this practice, and I'll see you again on the mat very soon.